Um, and I guess why do you think that awakening has to necessarily follow any particular, for example, you mentioned in terms of like the root activation or the root awakening, why do you think that's even necessary for God realization to occur? Can God realization not occur without any chakras, without any Shakti even? Why
No,
does
yeah,
God realization have to
that's just
follow?
impossible. It has to include those things. It's like saying I'm going to see without eyes. You can't see without eyes. It's like saying I'm going to smell without my nose. You can't smell without a nose, right? So there's certain things that just happen because they happen. They may not happen in the same way, but you can't have people argue this, but you can't reach spiritual enlightenment without Kundalini. It is Kundalini. You can't do one without the other. It just depends on what we're naming or labeling Kundalini, right? But if you
Uh-huh.
have God realization, you're going through Kundalini. It just depends if we're talking about
Yeah,
the traditional method of Kundalini, where someone's talking about the snake going up the spine. That doesn't happen for everyone, right? So from
yeah,
that
yeah,
standpoint,
yeah.
we were talking about the traditional beliefs of Kundalini. It doesn't happen the same way like that for everyone. But if you have
Yeah.
God realization, that is Kundalini.
Okay. But
They're one and the same. It's the
why,
same
for
thing.
example, but why sort of why? So for me personally, I've not experienced and like energetic sensation that much in terms of chakras. I don't really feel chakras. I do feel a strong tension in my third eye,
Yes,
but
but
I don't experience. I just
who are you
on
comparing?
different
Who are you
regions of the.
but who are you comparing that to? You just started. So I can't like you can't there's nothing you can say yet because you just begun, right? You just started. So you can't say that until 2 decades go by and say, well, this is what I've experienced now. Like, you just begun. And a lot of people that you're
Uh-huh.
going through have gone through that, including myself.
Yeah.
I've gone through all that stuff. But you just begun. That may happen later on. That may happen next week. That may happen 5 years from now. Right. So when people in the early
Hmm.
stages says, well, I haven't gone through this, what do you mean? You just begun. That's like saying, well, I haven't, I haven't learned how to parallel park yet when you just be learning how to drive. Well, you haven't been taught that yet. Right. So
Well,
to make these comparisons that early is not necessarily a good thing. You have to just keep your eyes open, witness what you're going through, and you report that later on. You may or may not go through that later.
any particular kind of like, for example, why can't an awakening happening very radically different to another person's awakening? Why does it have to follow
That
any
can
particular
happen
set of
differently.
rules?
There is no,
Huh?
there's no necessarily no set rules, but there's certain ways that it happens, right? But you're not at the awakening
Hmm.
stages yet. You're just purging. There's a difference there.
But
You're just purging. You haven't reached any awakening. You're just purging. And
okay,
most people do
and
purge. And people who have a sudden
what?
awakening, they
Uh,
purge, they purge
huh?
afterwards. So anyone who's
Okay,
having an awakening of any sort, it either happens before an awakening or it happens after an awakening. There's no way around that. No one's
okay,
ever had an awakening and never got through any disturbances. It's just impossible. A psyche cannot,
yeah, yeah.
right? So it either happens before an awakening or it happens after or both.
I think what's confusing for me is that so a lot of people that I've seen will describe, I think what you've just said, like where they have it afterwards, where they experience some kind of blissful experience or very highly energetic experience.
During what
Um,
though? During what?
follow,
During
sorry,
what? During because we're
when in terms of like the beginning of the journey, usually people have some kind of powerful energetic experience relative to what they've normally experienced, experience some kind of blissful state, and then it eventually leads into purging. What I'm experiencing is for the last 3 months, just mostly purging, mostly
yeah.
just shadow stuff
Yeah,
with
but that's what
no any
I
no.
just said though. I just said
Yeah.
that. I said some people purge before awakening and other people awaken and they purge.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right?
But this purging now is getting to the point where it's no longer even related to my personal life or my personal karma.
Yeah, that's
For
possible.
example,
You could be purging the collective as well, but you have to purge. This takes years,
uh-huh, uh-huh.
right? So when people
Yeah,
come to
yeah,
me like 2 months of purging and say, "Hey, I've got," no, you just gone through 2 months of it. There's more to come. That's why you have to be
yeah.
able to let go and watch and accept whatever happens. Let it be okay. Because if you don't let it be okay, you're gonna end up in suffering, right? So you
Yeah,
have
that's
no choice at
exactly
some
what,
point just to let go and just accept what's happening, so that you have a smoother transition with this. Because this stuff is freaking challenging and
yeah,
it's painful. I'm trying to tell people how painful this thing is, right? You're going through it
yeah,
right
yeah, yeah,
now, and you're expressing to me at least the psychological suffering of that. I've gone through all this stuff.
yeah, yeah,
I'm just very nonchalant
but no,
about it because I've already gone through it, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I've gone through this. So anytime someone comes to me with this, I'm not laughing. I'm just more like, well, that's what you have to go through, right? So my
yeah,
thing is man up and keep your eyes open, become the witness, and whatever happens, let it be okay. Because if you don't do that, you're going to have a terrible time going through this. Because as I said on the podcast, the many podcasts that I've been on, the shit is painful. I can't think of anything
yeah,
worse than these experiences of the purging,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I had
For
to
me,
sit there and take every bit of it to get to where I
uh-huh,
got to, right? But as I tell people over and over and over again, this shit is painful, psychologically,
yeah,
physically, and emotionally.
uh-huh,
But the best
uh-huh,
thing that you can do, not just you, but anyone who's listening, is to sit back, watch it all go down, let it all be okay, become the witness without judging and without any bias. Because if you don't do that, the shit's going to eat you alive,
mm-hmm.
right? That's why this is
Yeah,
necessary.
that's
Yeah,
in a sense. Yeah, I experienced um yeah, a lot of purging. Like mostly at the beginning, it was dealing with like paranoia,
sure,
being
yeah,
in
yeah,
paranoid states, and then that was then having things like stomach aches,
yeah, yeah. Stomach
coughing,
aches, coughing is one. Yeah, coughing is another. Back pain.
things like
I
this.
don't
But
know if you've gone through that yet. Lower back
yeah,
pain. Headaches.
oh, I had my whole oh yeah, headaches,
Yeah,
and
headaches, dizziness,
there's never dizziness. Sometimes I had all of that like
phobias.
probably months ago. It wasn't that big of a deal. Now I'm um not really like I'm experiencing every day, but like I'm experiencing all of it on every day, very subtly. I experience phobias every day. I feel things
Phobias.
crawling on
Yeah,
me. I
yeah,
experience like randomly, like even right now, it's appeared like a bit of a stomach ache. Sometimes in
yeah,
the morning, I'll feel
yeah,
like am I, and then within an hour or so, I'm feeling totally fine.
yeah.
Um, I'm feeling like different kinds of flavors of fear, like
Flavors of
phobic fear.
fear.
I
Yeah, yeah.
even experienced,
Different types of phobias. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all
yeah, yeah,
natural. That's all
even,
comes with it. That all comes with it. It's different for everyone, but that all comes with the package. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.